Christian going on the Red Sea. It's Usyk versus Joshua 2. The wait is near over, with a definite date, time and venue fixed for the bout. What is left? The predictions, the press conferences, the promises, the DC, the analysis of the fighters' techniques, their strength, their weaknesses, then the work. The bell,
Yeah.
and the rounds.
Joshua's no walkover, you know. It's just that for some reason, I don't know, we expect a lot from Joshua. Having a hard punch is like having a nuclear war, but it don't serve no military value if it doesn't land on its target. Usyk is very hard to hit. But Joshua needs to pick up the pace a little, just a little, not much.
The man against whom Usyk picked a unanimous victory, Chisora, speaking on TalkSport, predicted a victory for Anthony Joshua. He said, "I think AJ wins that second time around." On Spoke Teams, I asked him if he watched the fight back. He said he only watched 4 rounds because he didn't like the way he boxed. I asked him what he was gonna do in the rematch. He said, "You'll see."
He ain't got the bottle to fight Usyk again. Usyk will smash him next time properly. Never mind beat him on points and knock him out. But listen, it only takes one man like me. There's only ever been one man on these shores, and he called the Gypsy King.
The last man Usyk fought before he left the cruiserweight division for heavyweight, Tony Bellew, admits Anthony Joshua can win back his belt. He notes, however, that for Joshua to pull that off, he would have to look deep. Bellew said, Anthony Joshua needs to discover his whole self if he is to stand any chance of beating Oleksandr Usyk without rematch. If he is to be successful against Usyk and become a heavyweight champion of the world for the 3rd time, Joshua has to look at himself on being the man he was against Dillian Whyte and Klitschko, a fighter with a point to prove. Anthony Joshua's former rival Dillian Whyte, speaking on Fight Like Boxing, gave it to Anthony Joshua. He said, "I think it's a great fight, but in my personal opinion, I think Joshua will stab him in the first 5 to 6 or 7 rounds." The former WBC World Heavyweight Champion Deontay Wilder, in a FaceTime call uploaded on social media, the Bronze Bomber said, "I'm going with Usyk again, man. I'm going with Usyk again. A lot of people are, you know what I mean? It's boxing at the end of the day, and the world will see. I'm picking Usyk."
Majority of Nigerians go with Joshua, and it's not surprising that most Ukrainians go with Usyk. 2 press conferences have held for the rematch. One took place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the country where the much-awaited rematch will hold Saturday, 20th August 2022 at the 35,000 capacity Jeddah Superdome. The other press conference happened in London, England. During the first press conference of the rematch, both fighters, who had not seen face-to-face since their fight in September 2021, made their promises. Unlike the usual thrash talking that characterizes press conferences of title rematches, both fighters were full of respect for one another. The challenger, Anthony Joshua, said, "I am focused on the target sitting over there. God willing, I'll perform and become 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. In the fight in September, I was wrong and he was right. I have to reverse that August 20. We have to give him, his team, credit where credit's due. I respect him and his craft, and what he has achieved. If I am around someone that's better than me on the night, I have to push myself to be better than them. The great thing is I have got a second chance. The champion,
Oleksandr Usyk,
in his usual unassuming nature, acknowledged he was doing the needed training. We are doing what we have to do. We are doing our job, working hard to achieve our goals, he said. I never made any loud and bright speeches. All I did is I just worked hard in my training camp in my gym. That's what I'm gonna do until the fight. And then I'll enter the ring and I'll make you happy with my boxing. Anthony Joshua is an all-round two-time heavyweight champion. He has 26 fights under his belt, 24 wins, 2 losses, 22 of his big wins coming by way of knockouts. Joshua stands at an impressive 6'6" height. He has an enviable reach and daunting power punches, with which he stabbed the likes of Charles Martin, Dominic Brazella, Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, and Kubrat Pulev. His weaknesses, however, are that he is sometimes stingy with his power punches. His leg work and head movement are not impeccable, and once he is in serious trouble, he scarcely finds his way out, as was evident in his first match with Andy Ruiz.
Oleksandr Usyk
did not start his professional career as a heavyweight. Not like it's such a big factor, just that it can be said, debatable though, that he is still testing the waters of heavyweight boxing. Usyk's height is good. While his reach is not enviable, his footwork, head movements, and ability to take punches makes him a difficult opponent for even the best fighter. Little wonder he has remained undefeated and was the undisputed cruiserweight champion until he moved to heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua has the height, reach, punch power and age advantage coming into this bout, but given the realities of their first encounter, Joshua cannot hope so much to win the bout on the scorecards. He must go for a knockout. Hopefully, his new trainer, Robert Garcia, has devised a means of making that happen.
He was holding back a little too much in the previous fight. Like he says, he was focusing on just boxing and boxing, but he could also be an aggressive fighter, and he could also box even in this fight. We might even end up having to box a little bit, but he also has the power, he has the height, the reach to be aggressive too. So we're working on everything together. I've worked with many fighters, and he's one of the most dedicated fighters I've worked with.
For most, the beauty of heavyweight boxing is in knockouts. With
Oleksandr Usyk,
who now looks larger than he was in his first encounter with Joshua, manages to pull that off. Those who now see him as a proper heavyweight because of his larger look will be justified. But if his now larger frame slows him and makes him an easy target for Joshua, then it would be safe for him to go back being a small heavyweight. When both fighters make that short walk into the ring on Saturday, August 20th, and at the sound of the bell, they will exchange punches, block, dodge, and learn what they can. They may dazzle the others. One may dominate action. Dominance may be shared. There may be awkward moments, but both will be unified and driven by a single goal: to go home a unified heavyweight champion of the world. It is said that when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. When these two elephants lock horns at Jeddah Superdome, Saudi Arabia, not a single blade of grass will suffer. It is their bodies and the motions of their fangs that will take the heat. A gentle reminder that sayings, life, events, and meanings are contextual. Good luck to both fighters. May the better man win.
Life is a battle.
Protect yourself at all times.
Fight hard, fight clean.